All right. Look at the temperatures today. 46 degrees right now we're looking at here in the weather place. Now, this is not a weather channel. This is the real estate channel here with Luis Torres. But I wanted to, let you know that the real estate market this morning is looking pretty healthy, huh? Hey, so how's it going? My name is Luis Torres. I'm a real estate agent here in the Western Suburbs of Chicago. I follow where the business goes and where my client goes. And a lot of times my clients are like over here in Aurora. They're trying to find a deal here, a deal there. So that's why I focus mostly in the Aurora area. But if you have any questions about real estate, I'm your go-to person. I'm your digital realtor even right now. Call me at 630-777-4597 so I could be your literal realtor on paper and we can see literal houses and walk them. But in the meantime, no rush. I will still treat you with my YouTube fiduciary duty of, showing you what's happening in the market, giving you some property tours here in my YouTube channel and doing some analysis on some properties here and there as they come up. And also, if there's any huge breaking news that affects real estate, you will see me showing up here to the YouTube channel to show you, what is going on. All right, so that's the weather news real quick here, and so that you know, right, because this could affect the real estate decisions later today. Here is the Mortgage News Daily interest rate here for the national. We're looking at 6.55. 6.55 is the rate as of 3/24, which is yesterday. However, let me show you here how the trajectory looks like here for the last let's go ahead. Last year, we have since July 7, 2025, 6.8, right? We did have our hopes up and the rates were going down significantly. And even just a few weeks ago, February 16th, about a month ago, we were at 6.05, right? And then even hit did I see a 5 there? Yep, there it is, a 5.99 February 23rd. But ever since then, and obviously the consequent situation here with the situation overseas, the war in Iran and whatnot, interest rates are now going at 6.5. And so that's just the way things are at the moment. Is that going to deter buyers from the market? Maybe some looky-loos, right? But, my opinion is if our interest rates do go higher, my experience has shown that buyers tend to be more serious. Those that are out in the field looking are more serious. Now, there could be some parts in Chicago and some parts in the other suburbs in the Chicagoland area that have a weaker market, quote-unquote. But here in the western suburbs, especially here in Aurora, we do see a lot of interest, a lot of demand, okay? Now, every month or so, here in the YouTube channel, you're going to see that I do have monthly market reports that I show the trend, and we go look at the maps and we look at the 3-year and the 5-year and the 10-15 year context so that you can understand how the real estate market is here. If you want reports like that in your neck of the woods, reach out to me at 630-777-4597 and I could get you a video report just like this talking about the real estate market in your area or the area that you're interested in investing in, okay? See me again as your digital realtor. I'm already here ready to serve you and I would love to help you out with that, okay? So with this video, what we're gonna do is basically do the same thing we do every single day. Look and see what's happening in the real estate market. See how many properties are available. Take a look at some of the new properties that showed up on the market via the photos that we have here digitally. And then obviously we're gonna go and talk about the real estate market for investors, right? So I'm gonna start off with the general market. You see what you have to see. If you love it and that's all you need to see, you're free to click on the next video if you want, right? But if you want to see more, especially when it comes to investing, stick around. We're gonna go through some of the investing numbers, and then if there's any other new ones that come up, I also do what's called a market scan, and I actually look at the homes, I calculate some numbers, and then we determine here if a deal is a deal or not, okay? So that's really what happens here. Now, this video might go a little long, who knows, but I want to make sure to get a little bit of coffee, so that is the way I can at least keep things going, all right? So thanks a lot for, again, tuning in. All right, here we go. In the Aurora market, here we go. We are looking at, so far, a grand total of, well, we've been trending around 450 or so. We're at 445 homes for sale as of right now, this minute. Now, again, it's March 25th. It's around before 10 o'clock in the morning here. So we are seeing all these homes, 445, okay? Is that number low? Well, again, the weekly cycle shows that we are at the lower end, okay? The lower end of the cycle, okay? When the weekend comes up, then we start seeing that uptick in houses. So right now, again, it's Wednesday, so we're seeing that lower part of the market, all right? But let me go ahead and show you now what the highest priced homes are and the lowest priced homes are, okay? All right, so the lowest price we still have here, this property in Cleveland. Again, the address is 617 Cleveland Avenue here in Aurora. This one is reigning, right? It has the reigning lowest price in the whole market. Of course, investors are calling me about this property. They're asking me, hey, what's going on with this one? Blah, blah, blah. I got to tell you right now, this property is not being shown at the moment, okay? So that home is not being shown at the moment. It could be that they have an offer already verbally accepted. It could be that there's a situation with tenants, right? So again, every property has its own story, its own trajectory of events, right? Sequence of events. So it's important for you to talk to your realtor about that property. If I represent you in any of the transactions, then I myself will get in touch. Not only wait for the attorney or whoever it is to reach out, I will reach out to them and provide you a report. Again, I love to see myself as a news reporter, and I like to gather intel, you know, and be able to report to you in a concise, organized fashion so that you can understand what's going on. I understand you're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in this transaction. The least we can do, I as a realtor, is to give you proper service, okay? Never mind the wrinkles here on my shirt. I do apologize for that. I swear I did have it ironed, but I was driving for dollars earlier today, so I had the seatbelt on and everything was just scrunched when I was driving for about an hour. So that's why I had this, but it's fine. Whatever it takes to get the job done, even if it makes my attire a little bit disheveled. All right, so the properties that are here now on the market, that's the highest price. Let's take a look and see which one it is. All right, I was talking on the phone yesterday with somebody who watches my videos, and they're like, hey, I love the houses you're showing here. And again, we still have this property. It's 8.495, this beautiful compound. There's beautiful pools. There's a place to relax. There's like a little waterfall. I mean, all of this. But I show this every day, right? Let's see another one that is out there. And this one's almost $6 million. Again, take a look at this building here. All right, let me see here. Some of these are a little off. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay, so take a look in the inside. That property here, again, it's going for $2.6 million approximately. But look at that kitchen. Oh man, look at that great room. You got the staircase right there. That fireplace is just beautiful, along with this beautiful pillar. Looks like, look at that light in the middle. It looks to me to be like an infinity light up there. And then that's the view looking down. Look at all those windows out there. Can you imagine all the light that just comes in there and beams? Oh, it's just beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So that property right there is going for, let me show you again, $2.6 million. It's 3316 Club Court, okay? That's the property right there. And let me just let you know that that property is courtesy of, let me show you right there, from Brett McIntyre with, let me just take off camera a little bit, Ezra Beth Schomburg. And that's with John Green Realtor, okay? So that's what we got going on for that one. So again, if you're looking to buy that property, then call me, 630-777-4597. I could give you the tour. If you're interested, let's go out there and see the property. Let's enjoy, let's relish, let's bask in its beauty. All right, so that's what we got so far for the real estate market, okay? Now, if that's all you want to see, boom, that's it. Have yourself a nice day. However, if you're a real estate investor, or you're even curious about making money with real estate, then this next part of the video is for you, okay? Every single day, real estate changes. Every single day, properties come out of the market and properties enter the market, okay? That's just the way real estate works. So again, if you find yourself as a real estate investor kind of discouraged about it, I would say to you, listen, you gotta have mental fortitude, basically, be much more ready to take on. Your mental toughness has to be stronger. Now I could make videos about that here and there, about mental toughness and being able to take risks and whatnot, but you got to just hang in there, okay? But again, the real estate market changes. So if you've had multiple offer situations and you keep losing, call me, 630-777-4597. Let's put some offers out there, but with purpose, with direction, right? And I have my own strategies, and it's one thing, right, in real estate to copy what every other realtor is doing, right? I tell you, the vast majority of realtors do that. You look on social media, everybody's doing almost the same exact type of videos, right? It's almost nauseating. However, the point is this, not to attack anyone, but the point is this, they just copy paste, right? You need an original thinker. I know the tactics, I know the strategies that they use, right? I listen to it all the time here in my real estate office. However, you need an original thinker, one who will sit down, ponder, and start drafting plans intuitively, right, from themselves, because that's what you're paying an investor for. It's like a chef, right? Anyone can cook, right? Like that movie Ratatouille. anyone can go on YouTube and copy paste recipes, but it takes a special kind of person to be able to be a chef, right? And get different ingredients and put them together and create a magnificent dish that's never been tasted before, right? That's the magic of it. So in the same way, I, as your digital realtor here on YouTube, and obviously I have my clients here in the field as well, but they rely on me to come up with, genuine home cooked ideas to get offers accepted. I'm not guaranteeing that these offers are going to accept it exactly, but there are ways that you can get creative and find your way there, okay? So that's really what you're looking for, okay? Anyway, so stay in there, right? Real estate changes every single day. So let's talk about what these opportunities are for an investor, okay? First of all, for rent to own, that's the individual that buys a property, holds it, rents it out, okay? Even today, when I was driving around the neighborhoods, up and down the streets, left and right, okay? I saw about 3 or 4 for rent signs. So there's people out there that are doing this, right? They're buying houses so they can rent it out. So I noticed that I will be doing a quick little show here in my video of homes that are available. Now, I've seen that if you buy properties at $300,000 or less, that is much more enticing for a buy and hold investor. So let me go ahead and off the camera here put in what that would be. I will show you the map right now, and let me just show you what these properties are. Now, again, the last 2 weeks, right, I have a trajectory here. I'll give you a little bit of context, right? It's not just, what's today? Let me show you where we were, and then let me show you where we're headed, right? So give you that trend, okay? That's another aspect of understanding the real estate market, okay? So here we go. 2 weeks ago, we were trending around 19, 20, 21, right? Then the next week after that, that could be between, I guess you could say, week 3 of March. Okay, right now we're in week 4 of March, right? It's the final week of March. Let me go back a little bit. Week 2 was about averaging 21 homes on the market. Week 3 of March, we're trending around 29 homes, okay? And then week number 4 here in March, we're looking around 21. Is that number still there, right? Are we still there, or have we increased in inventory? Here's a map. All right, there we go. And the answer to that question is no, we are still there. We are still trending at 19 homes. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper here and see which homes are in the map, right? Again, right in the middle of the screen, that's the Fox River here. It just splits Aurora in 2 pieces, right? West side, east side. Now, the east side has many more, as you can see. There looks to be about 10 or so. And in the west side, we have effectively about 2, really, just 2, all right? The ones here in the river, along the river, I wouldn't really count them. I do know there's investors that are interested in some of these, and some of them are not, right? So some yes, some no, like 50-50 are investors. Let me actually do this. I'm going to split the screen a little bit, and I'm going to move to the side. Here we go, all right? Sorry about that. All right, and by the way, back there, that camera right there, that's me live streaming on Facebook. So if you find me on Facebook, you'll be able to see me doing live stream as well, behind the scenes stuff, okay? Or behind the back, as you can see there in the video. Anyway, going back to this. So yeah, along the river, there's 3 properties that are there. But on the west side here, which a lot of times people say is more desirable, there's a property on Calumet Avenue that's going for $285, and this is what the property looks like, okay? All right, you see the stone face right there. It could be also, just facing the stone. It could be vinyl. It could be other things. That's what the interior looks like, okay? So basically the bones are there, right? Never mind a couple couches here, a couple speakers and whatnot, right? That's personal property. But, develop, okay? As an investor, develop the skill of being able to look at a house and not be perturbed by the peculiar, personal property, okay? You want to make sure that it's good for you. All right, so that's what we have there. But yeah, that property looks to be in great shape. $285 might be more for a person that is interested in living in the property, okay? We can look at the numbers, and we will, right? Especially tune in tomorrow as I scan the property. I'll be able to see, hey, this property, is it a deal or not? If it's a deal, you'll be able to see if this home is obviously a deal, because I will mention it here in the video. All right, the next one that I see here is on Foreign Lane, $295, and this is what the interior looks like already. All right, take a look at this. Who likes blue houses, right? Oh, wow, look at this. This right here, let me see, can I zoom in? No, I can't. But follow my mouse, my clicker, right? See that right there? That garage is tarped off. In fact, that's not a bad idea, actually. I have a listing that could use that right now. Anyway, right away we're thinking, hey, is there something wrong with the garage? And it might be, right? That could be the only flaw. But look at it inside. Look at that. I mean, I think I actually walked this property, if I'm not mistaken. Wait a minute. Oh, I did actually. Now I remember. I did walk this home about 2 to 3 weeks ago with a buyer, and it was a small house. I got to tell you. Look at this bathroom. It's pretty nice. But that house was, it was available there in the market, right, for some time. It's still available, but there it is in the west side. All right, so that's what we see here. Again, 19 homes for sale. And now let me go ahead and take a look at what is available here in the market that is good. All right, so now I'm gonna scooch this way, right? I know it got me moving all over the video. Sorry about that, but high energy individual, right? This is an exclusive list that I have here, okay? And this list here, and obviously it's a little outdated because there's properties that I just showed you here that are barely brand new, right? So I'm going to scan them, and in the next video, when you tune in the next time to watch this video, you'll see that it's updated, right? With those. But this list right here to the right, you see properties here. For example, there's George Avenue, Evans Avenue, Locke Street, right? All these homes. But off the screen, you can't see it, but there's exclusive notes that I took personally. Again, home cooked, right? This is not something that, oh, we're all supposed to do. This is, no one tells me this. I'm independent. And I make my own systems and whatnot. And I see that this note taking really helps me to organize quickly, synchronize all these things, right, to basically be able to see everything at a glance, like much better, right? I could tell really quick if this house is like in good condition or it's in bad condition. Can we see it now? Can we not see it now? What's the cash flow? What's the flip, etc., right? All that information, just golden information. But you got to reach out to me, 630-777-4597. Let's get acquainted over the phone. Let's talk. Let's partner up. Let me help you find the next deal. But anyway, of these for buy and hold, right? We are looking at this property on Woodlawn Avenue, 138 Woodlawn. That's the property that we saw on the map right here. Let me just pull it up. It's really close to the river, right here. No, that's Start Avenue. Let me show you. Get this one out of the way. There it is. All right, Woodlawn. See that one? That one's going for 172. It's a smaller house according to the statistics. It doesn't look extravagant, right? Someone could say, well, I could buy this, and they might, right? But for an investor to look at this, they'll say probably, hey, you know what? Not really, right? All right, so that's that one though. The numbers say that it is 700 cash flow. Now, they did drop the price a little bit on that property. They were asking 175, and now they're asking 172, 900. Okay, so that strategy is used. I can't stop looking at these wrinkles in my shirt. Next time I gotta just, bring an iron or something to the office. But it's the seatbelt, the sash, the seatbelt. So anyway, it shows you again that I'm doing what I'm saying I'm doing, right? I was driving for dollars. But anyway, just looking for properties offline, right? So that one property on Woodlawn, the photos that I just showed you, $700 cash flow. According to they did also drop their price, so they're kind of moving it. They want to sell, but they are stuck to their number, right? Sometimes investors have that. They have a certain number they have to hit, and they won't sell underneath that number. That's why they're there. All right. The next one is Fifth Avenue, right? This one here is also a good buy and hold property according to the numbers. And again, that one though is not as desirable as one would think, only because, let me show you the photos here again. It's close to the river, right? So there's a lot of work to be done. And when an investor buys this house, right, they take into account, how much it's going to cost to just bring it up to the standards of it being rentable, right? Rentable. So that's what they look at, right? So again, that's the home right there on Sard Avenue. And yeah, that's definitely it. So let me find the right one here, the right window. All right, and let me bring that up again. Where is it at? That's the weather report. We did that already. There it is. All right, so there we go. Perfect. All right, so that's two properties that I'm sharing with you here, okay? We did have some reactivateds, right, as well. One of them was Smith Street, got reactivated. Unfortunately, that's not a good buy and hold property. Other than that, I don't see any other good buy and hold properties as of yet, right? We still got to scan the new ones that came in. So we're going to process that information and determine whether or not it is a good buy and hold property. Excuse me. All right, I'm hungry here. So that's what we got going on here. And then on top of that too, I do have a list. Now, if you're a flipper, okay, I'm only gonna show you a couple of properties here that are for flipping, okay? Now, flips could be any price really. Again, if it makes sense in the paper to flip it, doesn't matter if it costs $100,000 or if it costs $1 million. You can still flip properties like that as long as the return on your investment makes sense, right? So according to my chart here, I do see here how many, let me just count how many deals are on the market at the moment, okay? So I only got 12 to play with, 15 if you count the ones that are temporarily not being shown at the moment. But here we go. Let's see, one in Cleveland that we just saw here in the beginning, the lowest price property in Aurora. And then we see two more. All right, so there were several properties that were cash flowing deals. A few days ago, we had about 5 in total. Now we're down to 3, okay? So again, the real estate market is active. It's moving every single day. That's why I make these videos every single day, okay? Because it's not enough to just say new properties and then you determine it, right? That's cool and all. Of course, you have your own status, but at the same time, don't you want your real estate agent who is working with your deals of $100,000 or more to be active and to know what's going on, know the market backwards and forwards? Of course you do. Of course you do. So if you do want that, give me a call, 630-777-4597. I'd love to help you out, understand, again, not only understand the real estate market, but connect you with not just what's on the market, which is the easy stuff, really. It's easy. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. I see it as my job as an agent to find you deals, even before it hits the market. Because the biggest complaint I'm hearing all the time is every buyer saying, hey, there's multiple bid wars everywhere. And there is. But I don't want my buyer, my client, to have to go through them. So I look for properties outside of that. And again, my conversations with folks every single day reveal this. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe. You know the deal. Thank you so much for watching. Again, it's Luis Torres, 630-777-4597 here, licensed realtor in Illinois with On Path Realty. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you on Friday morning. Take care.